For those of us who lives our lives in the real world, there's a special branch of philosophy just for us. Stoicism. What's up guys, my name's Andrew Kirby, and in this video you're going to learn what Stoicism is, and then I'm going to give you a few Stoic principles that you can start applying to your life to make your life better today. So if you're excited for that, then hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe. Also remember that if you want your friends to get just as many benefits as you can get from Stoicism, don't forget to share this video. Let's get right into it. A brief synopsis of this Hellenistic philosophy. It was founded by Zeno of Citium in 3 BC, but is more commonly known for the likes of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. The philosophy says that virtue is the only true good. It also says that judgments should be based on actions instead of words. This is a doing philosophy. And finally, it says that we cannot rely on external events. We should only rely on internal events. And what are internal events? Events that you can control. Only your mind and your actions. Stoicism has just a few central teachings. First of all, it sets out to remind us how unpredictable the world is. We cannot decide what's going to happen. Secondly, it's how brief our life actually is. Compared to the grand scheme of things, our life is so short. Like a river passing by is one of the metaphors that Marcus Aurelius uses. It states that our dissatisfaction with life relies on our impulsive tendency instead of thinking with logic. And it will also teach you how to be steadfast and strong in the face of emotional instability. Stoicism doesn't care about the nitty-gritty science. In fact, back 2,000 years ago, they got some theories wrong, scientifically incorrect. Instead, it cares about exactly helping you how to get over your emotional problems. It's not all about arguing, it's about doing. This is a philosophy about taking action and fixing your life. There are 3 most well-known Stoic leaders. The first is Marcus Aurelius, who was the Roman emperor. In his time, he was the most powerful man alive. Every single night he sat down and wrote notes in his journal, which we still have today. Think about that. We have notes on the private journal of the most powerful man alive. Secondly, there was Epictetus, who was a slave. He faced the horrors of slavery, and to think that these 2 contradictory people both found their life improving drastically in this incredible philosophy that we call Stoicism is just unbelievable. And thirdly, there was Seneca, who was a rich playwright who was under the emperor of Nero when Nero turned on him and demanded him to commit suicide. But it's not only these 3. Over the past thousands of years, artists, presidents, playwrights, writers, entrepreneurs have all found Stoicism to have a huge impact on their life. The Prussian king called Frederick the Great would walk around with the Stoic writings in his pocket because, in his words, he said it would sustain you from misfortune. George Washington was introduced to Stoicism at just the age 17. He even went on to put plays about Cato and one of the ancient Stoics so that people around him would also benefit from Stoicism. Thomas Jefferson had a copy of Seneca's writing on his bedstand at all times. Adam Smith, the economist who helped found capitalism, was greatly influenced by Stoicism. Stoicism differs from most other philosophies in one sense: its practical application. See, Stoicism is not a philosophy about talking. There are many lines in it that advise you not even to call yourself a philosopher, but instead to embody it and explain it to others around you through your actions instead of your words. It's a tool that we can use to become better people, better at our job, and better with our friends. Because of its practical applications, it's much more like a yoga session or a pre-game warm-up than it is any sort of normal philosophy. Similar to exercise, Stoicism had its own types of exercise that you would do day in and day out to gradually increase your well-being. The first is something that they call a Morfitt Eye, which is love your fate. In this exercise, it's a reminder that whatever happens, you should love it regardless. When an event happens, say a negative event, you have 2 possibilities. You can either accept it or you can deny it. The metaphor that's often used is, imagine a dog that's running alongside a cart. If the cart keeps going, the dog can have 2 choices. It can either grumble along, pulling against the cart, unhappy with what's going on, but the cart will still go on and the dog will still be dragged with the cart. Or the dog could run along the cart happily, enjoying every step of the way, moving about within its leash. That's the movement that it has. This metaphor represents life, where the life is the cart in this situation and the dog is you. Life will go on, and you have two choices: to either resist it and pull against the cart, or go along with it. But whatever you do, life will go on. The second exercise is to practice negative visualization. There are two different ways you can do this. The first one is the broader perspective. You should think about big life decisions that could happen to you that would negatively impact your life. Your possessions are stolen, a family member dies. You should just keep in the back of your mind that it's possible for these things to happen, because in reality it is. So why would you be shocked at something that happened? One of the Stoic quotes says that anything that man is shocked by will hurt him twice as much. So don't let yourself be shocked and imagine stuff that could happen negatively. The second application of negative visualization is when you're about to do a specific task, when you're about to set out on your day, you should imagine all the negative little things that could happen in your day that might disrupt your schedule. This will prepare you for anything that could happen. An example is traffic or something like that. By expecting there to be traffic or just being aware that there could be traffic, if there is traffic, you won't be negatively affected at all because you're expecting it. A third exercise is asking you, is this in my control? Let me tell you a quick story. Back when I sat my GCSE exams, I was waiting for the results, and I would sit and I would wait for the results, and I'd feel my heart beat, and I was so nervous, and I couldn't stop thinking about my results. It was when I came to found Stoicism that I realized that no matter what emotions I felt about my results, it wouldn't change them at all. In an instant, my fear about the results completely vanished. There was no point feeling negative emotions because whatever I felt, the results wouldn't change. And the final Stoic exercise is to train your perceptions. Let me start with a quote. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. Marcus Aurelius. I like to call this exercise turning the obstacle upside down. You see, when something negative happens to you, it's up to you whether you feel bad emotions about it. Say the bus is late, I can either get angry and think, why does this happen to me? I'm so unlucky. Or I can think, great, this is a time for me to practice one of my virtues. This is a time for me to practice patience. You see, every bad event that happens isn't bad in itself. The only bad thing about it is how you perceive that event. So when something bad happens, think of how you can practice a virtue about it. Think how you can turn the obstacle upside down. That's been it from me, guys. Congratulations for watching and taking the first step towards making your life better. If you enjoyed the video, then like it, and if you want to see more content just like this one, then subscribe. Also, if you want to show your friends Stoicism and show them the impact this great philosophy can have on them, then don't forget to share them this video, because I promise you that will start the journey for them and also the journey for you towards a much better place. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been Andrew Kirby.